So vacation juice is a food decor, whatever the heck that is, first introduced in Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and it's made with 150 bells? What the fuck am I supposed to do with 150 bells? When Isabelle drinks a vacation juice, she starts doing this dance that certainly suggests that this G-rated game has some PG-13 rated beverages lurking in its code. Also, vacation juice definitely sounds like something that a sassy aunt would drink and scold you for touching, so alcoholic confirmed in my opinion. It looks like a Blue Hawaiian, which we've got to be very careful here not to confuse for a Blue Hawaii. It's a completely different drink. The similarity of the names actually makes researching them online pretty difficult because they'll cross over and things like confuse.
Pepe Sylvia, I look in the mail. Well, this whole box is Pepe Sylvia!
But the Blue Hawaii was invented in 1957 by bartender Harry Yee, who was head bartender at the Hilton Hawaiian Village in Waikiki. You might think that it's named for the Elvis film with the same name, but it's not. Actually, both the movie and the drink are named for the original song that was composed by a guy named Leo Robin, performed by Bing Crosby in the 1937 film, Waikiki Wedding. The Elvis film didn't even come out until 1961, so obviously this 1957 drink can't be named for it, but, you know.
Hail to the king, baby.
None of that has anything to do with the Blue Hawaiian, though, which is a drink that the vacation juice more looks like. I've seen references online that the Hawaiian may have been invented by Don the Beachcomber, but it's really tough to tell for sure. The reason, by the way, in my opinion, that it looks more Blue Hawaiian than Blue Hawaii is because a Blue Hawaii, when you build it, actually turns out pretty green. Blue Hawaiian is not. It's also a blender drink too, so I think it just fits better. So I guess I could just make a Blue Hawaiian and be done with it, but you know, if you look at the drink in the game, you'll see that it's not a continuous color all the way through. It's got this gradient of yellow-orange at the bottom and then blue-ish at the top. I think it's really important that I stay true to that, and since I happen to really like painkillers, and we're gonna tinker with the construction of the drink anyway, we might as well nudge the whole dang thing in that direction and come up with something in between a Blue Hawaiian and a painkiller, and I will dub it vacation juice. Let's get into it. I don't bust out the blender very often, but it does. This drink does work best in a blender. So if you've got one, you're gonna want it. If you don't, the next best thing will be to crush up some ice until a very fine, like snow-like powder and shake it lightly. Look at that, 3 in a row! What? Ha! In my blender, I'm going to add 3/4 of an ounce, or 22 millimeters if you prefer, of orange juice.
Chowder. That's chowder! Chowder! I'll kill you!
Which I have right here in this bottle. Okay, pouring the most awkward pour of all, the blender pour. You know what, let's put it down here. So in my blender, I'm going to go with 3/4 of an ounce of orange juice, or 22 millimeters if you prefer. I need 1.5 ounces or 45 millimeters of cream of coconut. You can use a store-bought version if you want, and if you do, you're probably gonna go with either Coco Lopez or Real Coconut. I'm using a homemade version. 1 can of Trader Joe's coconut milk, 400 grams of white sugar, and a pinch of salt. Put it in a saucepan, heat it till it boils and stabilizes, and then bottle and cool it. I need 1.5 ounces or 45 milliliters of this. Maybe a bit more than 1.5 ounces, but that's okay because I actually think this is the tastiest part of the drink. Now I need 3/4 of an ounce of 3¼ ounces of pineapple juice, quite a bit of stuff. That is 97 or 98 milliliters of pineapple juice for you metric folks, depending on which way you like to round your numbers. And then finally, I'm gonna need 2 ounces of rum, or 60 milliliters. Use what you like here, but keep in mind that if you go with a darker rum, anything darker than like a golden hue, it's gonna mess with the final color of this drink. I'm gonna go with an El Dorado 3-year. I think it's gonna bring a nice character to this, and it's clear, so boom. Now I'm gonna add some ice to that. You could just dump your ice straight in, but Nick Bennett's a great bartender, I know. He was actually with me on my Cinco de Mayo live stream. You should check that out in the link below. He thinks you should definitely do the smart thing here and help your blender out by kind of pre-cracking the ice a little bit. And in my case, 2 of my big ice cubes should do the trick here. Essentially, you want to double the volume of your drink in ice, okay? I'm gonna blend this all the way until it's smooth. Okay, here's a glass here. It looks like a hurricane glass, but I think it's technically called a Poco Grande. The glass in the game, I can't find an exact clone for it. This is as close as I can get. I'm gonna make a link, an affiliate link available for you in the comment below. The one in the game is like really short and squat. I mean, it's kind of a, I think it's sort of a, what's that, chibi style anime. So I don't know that there is a real perfect version of that out there. So now what I wanna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pour this about halfway up until we're about halfway up on this glass. And I know what you're thinking, it ain't blue yet, that's okay. Maybe a little bit more than halfway actually. Right there, perfect. Now, with what's left in the blender, I'm gonna add a half an ounce or an ounce of blue curacao. I think a half an ounce is gonna get us there, actually. Let's try it with a half. If we can get away with a half, that's the way to go. If you add more than a half an ounce here, and you're welcome to, you should add more ice to balance it out. Now, we don't even need to go high power, just mix it now. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and then we just kind of float that across the top of the drink. I'm gonna help it with a spoon. Looks like it's gonna be necessary in this case. I realize that what that is that's not gradiated, but don't worry, it's got time. We're not done. There'll be more gradation here by the time this is done. The garnish in the game is specific too. It's a lime wheel, a maraschino cherry, and a plumiera flower. I ordered what I thought were going to be actual chilled plumerias, but what arrived instead were 2 young trees that I am now trying to keep alive. One of them is doing okay. Fortunately, I also ordered some of these foam ones that are used in like decorating cakes and stuff, and they look great, but they have no aroma. If you've by chance got access to the real deal, you should use them. Those are some of the most fragrant flowers I've ever encountered, and it would be fantastic here. I'm just gonna have to pretend though. So let's garnish it up. We're gonna put a lime wheel on there, just like that. 1 of those cherries. 1 plumeria. And a bendy straw. Now, just by sitting here, it's definitely building up that gradation color. I think we've done, that's so perfect that I kind of have to take a picture of it. Rachel's like, what are you doing? Why are you wasting my time? Shut up, Rachel. Let's taste and drink. This is my version of vacation juice, and I am very pleased with it. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that's good. Now what we've got here, when it's all said and done, is kind of a fancy pina colada. You've got your pineapple, you've got your cream of coconut, you've got a little tweak in there with a little bit of orange juice and a little orange curacao, but really at the end of the day, that is sort of what this is, and it's good. Oh, and it's cold and slushy and delicious. At some point I'm gonna get you tasting those. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. Is it sweet? Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Is it overly sweet? No. It's balanced but sweet. It's a treat. This is not a sophisticated it's not a sophisticated Soho bar cocktail, okay? It doesn't have to be. I mean, it's got a giant flower, it's got a foam flowers on it and stuff. Does it taste like what, if I said this is a glass of vacation juice, would I argue with you? No. This feels and tastes and looks like vacation juice. Forget the game. Just like if you were on vacation, like that's vacation juice. That coconut and pineapple combo is just like manna from heaven. It is one of the universal global pieces of magic that just works. You put them in a drink together and they do this wonderful fun dance. The rum here isn't super forward, and might a version of this that was really tailor-made for me, would it involve a little lemon heart or something like that? Something with a little bit of Jamaican funk? Yeah, I might like that even better, honestly. But the El Dorado 3-year Demerara brings nothing you don't want in the drink, which is, first, do no harm. It brings a very round, slight sweetness that, like the way that like a molasses caramel kind of sweetness is, not like a sugar sweetness, because there's really no sugar in it anymore. Yeah, it brings those like Demerara brown sugar notes. It's a very dangerous drink because apparently I'm going to finish it, and then I'm gonna do the dance. Some version of that was good. Is it a very complicated drink with a long evolution? No. It's really not. I could tease it out, but it's just not. It's a very simple and easy thing to drink, man. There's not much to this. It is vacation in a glass, liquid air conditioning. It is a beach drink. It's a boat drink for sure. You really just want to be in a hammock and put your feet up and get some sand in your toes. Well, that's my take on vacation juice. And if you like my show, I hope you're going to check out my Twitch over at twitch.tv/Greg from HDD, where I'm running a homebrew D&D game on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. Other stuff going on there too. Live stuff from the bar, guests, interviews, lots of development in play on my Twitch. I've got a Twitter at How to Drink and an Instagram at the same, How to Drink, both spelled with a number for the two. And my Patreon is patreon.com/howtodrink. Extra stuff there if you're interested, behind the scenes, raw edits, stuff that doesn't make the cut. Unfortunately now I've got to get back to work because I owe apparently my kid's college fund to Tom Nook. If you like the show, why don't you take a look at one of these other episodes though? I've done a lot of gaming drinks, which might interest you. 16 bells and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Isabelle, I hear you calling, I can go. I owe my soul to Tom Nook's store. I think that's what the kids call cringe.